Jack, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. So today we've got Jack Loxton. He's an actor and an old friend of mine from school. And he's been on things such as Holby City.
I was on Holby City. Oh, Jesus, that was ages ago. That is like the peak of my career as well.
Holby City?
No, it's not. It was good fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to vomit on it and they gave me like, it was like a mango smoothie with like crushed oats in it.
Oh, and it was like pretend.
I had to do loads of takes because I kept swallowing it because it's so tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
God, what the perks of the job?
Mate, it's just that's an inside track.
What's it like being back in Brum?
What's it like being back in Brum? It's great. It's home, man. And it's always been a massive part of who I am and everybody's home is. But I've always loved Birmingham. If you're a bit the same, innit? We were talking about that earlier on camera. Birmingham's it's a great city, and as an actor in the creative side of it, it's really getting a bit of a shot in the arm at the moment. So I've really enjoyed being back here. It's always been an important part of who I am, Birmingham.
Yeah. So you've been in London for 15 years.
Yeah. I'm going to head back down there at some point as well soon.
Why'd you come back?
I needed a rest, I think. An amazing piece of advice someone said to me when I moved down at 18 to go to drama school. His name was Lex. He's an actor. I was in a show at the Birmingham.
And a super villain.
Yeah, and a super yeah. He was bald and everything was weird. He said, you're moving to London, you're going to drama school. He was like, piece of advice, every 3 months, just get out.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? He was like, just go out and just see a cow. And see a bit of green, because like it does get
come straight to Birmingham.
So I can straight. You were in London for a few years.
Yeah.
So like, the constant like moving of properties and stuff, but also it coincided with, like I said, Birmingham getting this shot in the arm creatively, and even if I'm not working in it at the moment, but just being around it. And
what is that shot in the arm?
There's been a lot of reasons for why it's happening, and they're all good, positive reasons. Big institutions like the BBC and ITV are trying to outsource from London a bit.
Yeah, but what's
really cool?
What exactly are they doing to?
The BBC are moving one of their headquarters up here to the tea factory in Birmingham.
Nice.
In Digbeth.
Cool.
So you know the old Thai food tea factory?
Right.
It's just off Paisley Street. The BBC are outsourcing and building a massive plot there. That's where BBC Midlands will be. It's where BBC Productions, BBC Studios will be that make stuff like Your Father Browns and all that kind of stuff. The Silent Witness is moving up here as well.
I mean, think they're going to employ Brummies though, or is this going to be a load of people from London coming to Digbeth? It's like they already are.
I say this, they are hell-bent on hiring locally, which is amazing. That's the point, really, because I think Birmingham has got an incredible amount of stories that haven't been told yet.
Someone should make an interview series.
Yeah, legit. And I think Birmingham it deserves that shot in the arm. And even so, Manchester's a bit of a powerhouse creatively. Birmingham's got so much going for it. We're obviously talking about, if you're talking about anything theatrical or creative that's going on in Birmingham, you have to mention Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
It's changed the entire landscape of what this city and this area and the West Midlands and the Black Country.
How it's seen nationally.
How it's seen internationally.
I mean, they didn't film that here though.
Yeah, no. Some of it they did, but that's why Stephen Knight, the showrunner, the writer who's doing amazing things now of Peaky Blinders, he's built his own studios on Paisley Street. It'll be called Digbeth Lock. Right. Hollywood are getting stuff there now. The Peaky Blinders film was filmed there. There's going to be a million things filmed with it. And it is all, I say all, I don't work for them, but it is predominantly, hopefully, fingers crossed, Birmingham local based.
Yeah.
The creative industries here are so cool.
I mean, like, what I'd hope to see from that is for that to bleed out and have some funding.
Yeah.
Funding, not outside things coming here and building things here, but funding for the local Birmingham creative scene. I can see how that would probably bleed out and actually build things using the culture.
There has to be a spark for it to start and ignite people's imaginations, and I think a bit of confidence as well. I think if people, you have to go to London. You have to go and do it.
Especially for like actors and filmmakers. I always wanted to do things here, make videos here, but that was always the common theme. People that wanted to do something creatively that I was around growing up, they all wanted to go to London. Not all, but
I did. There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying that's the state of
true, but
the way we see Birmingham.
There isn't that foundational creative in Birmingham and the Midlands, and you've got to hope, and I do believe it is happening, that with so many things becoming outsourced to Birmingham and outsourced to the Midlands, that I think there is going to be it's going to ride that wave. Even stuff like, I mean, I was working at the Hippodrome in Birmingham a couple of weeks ago.
What were you doing at the Hippodrome?
The last gig that I did was a massive musical in the West End called Dear Evan Hansen. So I've been doing lots of musical theatre stuff, which I've been really enjoying.
I used to do tech in there.
Did you?
Yeah.
When?
Like a couple of years ago.
It's
building just through work, like sound.
It's a great space. It's a great building as well. But they've got their own like nationally recognised new musical theatre department now. And we did this thing a couple of weeks ago where the initiative was they asked they just put it out there, send us loads of scripts and all that kind of stuff, write in musical stuff, and we'll showcase 6 of them. And then they invited producers, directors, casting directors from all over the country, all over London to come up and do the show in front of it. So like stuff like that.
Yeah. That's cool, but then again, that to me feels like people coming from London.
But that's what that's always
as opposed to building things here. That
would be the dream. But there's always going to be. London's the capital.
Yeah,
it's where the money is and all that kind of stuff. But
it's yucky.
Is it yucky? Nah. Do you not like London?
No. Do you know what? I liked London while I was there.
Yeah.
I think what I like, but what I don't like is London money and ideas eclipsing Birmingham creative
startups in
Birmingham. Yeah, that's it. Probably I am a little bit biased because my dad's studio was on Floodgate Street.
Yeah.
And there came a time there were like a lot of small businesses there. When the owner of the custard factory, I think it was to an American company.
Yeah.
And my dad's studio and a lot of other places. Yeah. And this was also like further happened because of the clean air zone, which meant that like bands, like it's almost like a poor tax.
Yeah.
They've got to pay more, especially when people are doing gigs. It means that they come in through at night time.
Yeah.
So you're getting charged twice.
Yeah.
So it shut down a lot of those businesses, and a lot of them were replaced with, and this is why maybe I'm a bit biased, these sort of adult playground type things.
Yeah.
Table golf.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And that stuff's fine, I guess, but like it was at the expense of grassroots creativity.
I think that's
community.
I think that is a fallout from the pandemic as well, because since the pandemic, footfall in cities across the country is down.
Yeah,
like proper down. Companies are just trying to make money and trying to go, we'll put loads of entertainment stuff to get people to come back into the city. And the thing that's ruining that, what's ruined because of that, is the creative spaces and the start. The Custard Factory, when we were kids, that was the cool. I mean, it still is cool, but it was the coolest place.
Yeah.
And we were like, we were still kids, like starting drinking, going to town and stuff, but like, should we go to the Custard Factory and all that kind of stuff? And I remember being in and around it going, this is really
it's proper real stuff, like
real alternative, bohemian, creative, artistic spaces that local people use and all that kind of stuff. And it has been diluted a little bit because of all these entertainment spaces, just because people want people back into the city. That's only an opinion, but there are still amazing initiatives. I mean, what's that one that a friend of mine was telling me about not so long ago? Oh, Real Brum, have you heard of that?
REEL?
Yeah.
I think I might have been to one of their events.
So like stuff like that.
That's cool.
In my opinion, I'd never heard of anything like that.
What is it that's special about Real Bro?
So it's just a space where creatives from all over the television and film industries come and meet in Birmingham, and they network, they showcase, they talk, they chat, they exchange numbers, get funding, producers are there and stuff. That is an amazing example of local people working, local people connecting for the sake of the city.
Yeah.
And if there's more than stuff like more stuff like that, it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting in my opinion. And I think it's always going to be London centric because that's where all the money is. It's an internationally recognised.
But a lot of capitals are like that. I was chatting to 2 interviews back with Pato.
Yeah.
And he says in Mexico, they have these initiatives to create funding outside of the capitals, because it's a known problem, I think, across the world, that like capitals, they're going to get the most funding, and in their international cities they get this other throughfare, I guess, from a global stage. Birmingham might not get.
I think that's a fair shout. In terms of outsourcing, I do think there is a big shift that companies like the BBC are trying to facilitate. Half of the stuff is up in Manchester anyway. Another half of it's going to be moving to Birmingham. Even if you don't like it, like Silent Witness moving up to Birmingham is a massive thing. That's going to create.
I didn't hear about that.
So
Silent making a point about Silent Witness.
That's Jesus Christ. There's your next moral cliff. That on a real, that's going to create creative jobs for people who work around here. BBC Productions, it was the place that did Doctors, they do Father Brown, they do Sister Boniface, like daytime stuff. They are employing a hell of a lot of local talent in terms of actors, and then local crew and local directors and all that kind of stuff. I think Birmingham is Hollywood films get filmed here. Ready Player One was filmed here.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
cool, man.
Do you know what? Did you watch Ready Player One?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And it was funny, the bits in Digbeth, it was like this place, like this future, this sort of dystopic future where it's all derelict, and it didn't dress the set at all.
No, it's just like
it's just Digbeth as it is.
The researcher has clearly just gone to
perfect.
It's just, lads, we're not going to spend any money.
Any money.
It's perfect. Just put the cameras up and get Tom Cruise to run it or whatever.
I liked that film though.
It was good.
Let's take a bit of a zoom out here.
Go on, man.
That's my new pivot that I like to say. Taking a zoom out. Zoop.
Yes,
and talk about creativity in general.
Okay.
You're an actor.
Yep.
And I'd like to find out a bit more about that.
I want to know about it.
Birmingham versus London. Cross it off. Cross it off. How important would you say talent is when it comes to acting?
That's a great question. That's a really good question. I think it's a question of willing and...
Abel.
That's a good joke. It's about willingness to be able to throw yourself into positions that make you feel vulnerable. I think vulnerability is a position of creativity, in my opinion. I think when you're vulnerable, that's where all the good stuff comes out. So if you're able and willing and able to go to those places, you can tap into, you can call it talent or skill that one hasn't nurtured before.
So throwing yourself into discomfort. But by these spaces, do you mean these spaces creatively or physically?
Creatively.
Creatively.
Which then leads on to physical comfort. The adage about drama school, or the stereotype is that, or the cliche is that when you start, they break you down, all the unhealthy sort of wrong ways to approach a character, all the technicalities of all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They strip that back so you're bare bones in terms of your creativity, and then build you slowly back up with the tools in which you're then able to apply yourself to characters that might be a little bit beyond you, or in such that sort of stuff. So, of course, there's got to be talent there.
Yeah.
But I think more so the most important thing about it is your willingness to apply yourself to it. Right. It's scary. You're part of the artistic industry and the creative industry. It's not easy to throw yourself into positions that are uncomfortable.
I suppose you could say that's a muscle in itself.
100%.
Being able to endure discomfort.
Yeah, it's not about endurance. I think you find joy in that sense of vulnerability. All that uncertainty.
That's where the growth is.
That's where the growth is. I remember we had a very strict Serbian acting tutor at drama school.
It sounds like you can make a show out of that.
Oh, mate. Oh, seriously, the amount of stories about her. She was terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, terrifying. And I'm not going to go into an expose at drama schools or anything, because there's pros and cons to it. And that's the other thing as well. You don't need to go to drama school to be an actor.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that.
I was going to ask, actually, about when you're saying about how there's this process of breaking you down psychologically and then building you back up.
Not psychologically, it's in
your,
terms of like
your technique.
Yeah, technique, yeah.
And I suppose I say psychologically, because I was looking into Stanislavski recently, and that is psychological.
What if?
Both, and like the circles and all that.
Yeah, circles of attention. Jesus Christ, I'm back in drama.
My last interview was with someone that went to drama school.
Yeah, there we go.
That's why I've got a little bit of, I suppose it's fascinating doing this, because I learned so much that I wouldn't otherwise.
Good, you're welcome.
Yeah. So, thank you, genuinely.
No.
Is that healthy? Would you say it's more the pros outweigh the cons with some of the exercises you do at drama school?
I think it's horses for courses.
Yeah.
It's down to the individual.
Yeah. What horses for courses though?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You never heard that
No.
before? Horses for courses, like, that horse will run on this course, but won't run well on that horse.
Have you heard
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think it's down to the individual.
Yeah.
I know people who... So for me personally, I needed the structure of drama school to keep myself applied. I enjoyed the thought that university and drama school would open up a toolbox and I can pick and choose which ones suit me in terms of technique and what sort of plays I like and what sort of types of acting that maybe I didn't really suit to. It just opened up a whole world and this breadth of knowledge. But then I also know other people who went, nah, I ain't going to do that, and fitting into... Also, it's not an easy place to get into. Incredibly...
To even be accepted into drama school itself.
And it's very picky and it's not inclusive enough in terms of whatever word that means for any individual.
Yeah.
It's not inclusive enough still.
Yeah.
So there's a moral thing about that, an ethics thing about that if an individual doesn't want to do it, which totally makes sense. But for me, I like the structure and, like I say, the breadth of stuff that we got to learn about. But you don't need to go. I know loads of people who I've worked on telly sets with who didn't go. But in terms of, is it unhealthy for people to go to drama school? I know people who really did not get.
Can imagine there's a lot of crying.
Oh, mate.
It's never good, is it?
I went to...
there's retail jobs where there's a lot of crying. Sometimes you just end up in places
there's just a lot of crying
where you suffer.
In this economy, there's a lot of
suffering. We can go down the Buddha route if you want. But
yeah, legit. Yeah, legit. That'll be another podcast. I went to Central, which is in Swiss Cottage, and it's opposite the Hamster Theatre. I used to finish...
Swiss Cottage? That's two things to do with cheese.
Holy shit, I've never thought of it like...
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything to do with cheese there?
I don't know. There is a pub called Ye Old Swiss Cottage in the corner.
They sell pasties and that, cheese and onion pasties, really nice ones.
Or cheese and onion carb, because it's on the Midlands.
Yeah.
That winds me up still.
What?
Like Southerners call it rolls and then Northerners call it like barn cakes. It's a cob.
barn cakes.
Yeah, like what's a barn cake?
Do you want to hear a mad one?
Go on.
Coventry.
Yeah.
They call it a batch.
A batch?
A batch.
Just Coventry?
Just Coventry.
No, that's wrong.
Batch.
Tell
me, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone from Cov, but batch.
That's just incorrect.
Interesting one. Instead of,
It's a cob.
Cob.
Yeah, it's a cob. They look like cobblestones. It's a cob. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Is that where it comes from?
Yeah.
Is that the etymology?
I hope so. That might be wrong. Comment below. Let Abel know. And then he can tell me. But yeah, and I would sit opposite my drama school and just go on the phone to my mum weeping, and I don't know what they want from me. I don't know what to do.
I don't know what they want from me.
I don't know what they want. I don't know what to do. But for me personally, drama school was a pro.
Yeah. Positive.
It was a positive experience on the whole. I know people who really didn't enjoy it and got not a lot out of it.
Yeah.
And
is there a way that one could tell before? Look at me saying one.
I know, I've started.
I should go to drama school.
Sorry, I've started something.
Is there a way that someone could tell before they went whether they're going to be someone that gets something out of it or not? Or is there a mindset to go into it with?
I think we're 18 as well. You're a child at 8. You don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
I saw it as
that's a massive. But why does it want to come in here, though?
Jesus Christ!
Why is it? Let's open a break through the window, man.
Big.
Wow, that was a bumble.
Yeah, that was a next level bit. I don't want to talk. I'm glad that.
Shut the curtains.
Yeah, leave us alone, man. I'm trying to talk. I'm scared. A mindset going into drama school. But like 18, you don't know. Fucking hell, man. I saw it as a route that was going to help me become an actor. And it did.
Yeah.
So the way I look back at it is...
Worked as intended.
It worked as intended. Yeah. But then again, I just think you've got to open yourself up to every possibility.
Yeah.
Like anything when you're 18.
Yeah.
Any university course, any profession. Yeah. You've got to open yourself music.
Drug dealer.
Maybe not drug dealer.
We're going to flick things around.
Okay, next question.
Role reversal.
Okay.
You're going to sit here and I'm going to sit there.
Yeah.
And you're going to be in the interview. You can ask me 3 questions.
Oh my God. Welcome to Lunchtime Chats with Lockles. That's a nice cup of coffee you've got there.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Prisoner? What's it about?
Difficult question to answer. But hey, I'm a professional.
Yeah, you are.
The Prisoner, it's a hard one to sum up. It's from, I think, probably the 80s.
Yeah.
There's a guy, McGeehan.
Yeah.
And he's a British spy. He wakes up on this island. It's very peaceful there and there's activities and it's quite odd. It's quite an odd place.
I don't like this film already.
And it's a TV show.
I don't like this TV show already.
You might like it more or less. I don't know. A bit more info.
Okay.
He can't leave. He can't leave the island.
Yeah.
He tries all these different attempts to escape.
Yeah.
But there's these giant floating balls.
Big
and they get
floating balls.
And they get him. Like they're quite scary. And if he tries to go off on a boat or swim away, they get him. They like knock him out. It looks like it's very unpleasant.
Who?
And he doesn't have a name anymore. They give him a number.
Who's they?
This is the question.
Just the man.
There's someone called number 2, and they're like
number 2.
Number 2, because everyone's got a number on this island, and they're always playing mind games with him.
Yeah.
So for example, there's one, and there's this other woman, and she's also trying to escape, and they work together.
So they're prisoners.
Yeah, and he gets back to London. He escapes in one of the episodes. He gets back, but then
he goes back to London.
Yeah. But then he gets knocked out.
You'll never guess where I've been.
But really, it was all a set. Oh. And he never really left the island. They're proper fucking with his head and they drug him and stuff. But sometimes he's very smart and he gets one over on number 2. And number 2 is different every episode.
Who's number 1? Is there a number 1?
No, who's number 1? It's funny you should say that because that's one of the main taglines of the show. Who's number 1? And it's like, I am not a number. I'm a free man.
I don't like it. What is your thoughts on the price of milk these days?
Milk?
Yeah.
How much are the farmers getting? That's the real question.
What's your favourite Lord of the Rings film?
Two Towers.
Why?
Is there any other answer?
Yeah.
We'll unpack that in a minute. Unpack it like on the therapist bench. Like, it's not the Two Towers. I like Isengard. I like the Ents. I like Saruman.
What do you like about the Ents?
It's such a long build-up. When they actually do something, it's like really good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some wicked battles in the third one.
It's class.
The first one is great, but I think the first one's a lot of build-up and mystery, which I didn't get to enjoy because I watched the second one first.
That's Wild Days.
What's your favourite?
Two Towers.
Oh, what? You're acting like that wasn't...
But I just think, like, Return of the King, there are some sick bits.
Yeah, Return of the King's...
But it does finish 5 times.
Which one's Minas Tirith?
Yeah, that's the Return of the King.
Minas Tirith's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's class. And Gandalf becomes like the general.
Yeah.
And he's running around, and then Pippin's down. He's like,
but like, hang on, the one where like Gandalf comes with the Rohirrim? No, the Rohirrim at the end. That's the Two Towers, isn't it?
No. Oh, that is Two Towers. Sorry.
No, that's
Look
pretty
for
good.
my coming on the 5th day.
Yeah. That goes. And the thing is about Lord of the Rings, the orcs. They're actually so scary.
Yeah, they're terrifying.
They're not just killing people, they're eating people.
And they're all from
scary.
yeah, they eat people, meat back on the menu, boys.
That's
what
scary.
I find weird about it is that they managed to hire every Cockney in the world to be an orc in Lord of the Rings. And then when they did The Hobbit,
yeah,
they all speak like language.
I didn't even waste my time with The Hobbit.
No, not great. What about Rings of Power?
I watched like the first one, I was like, what is this shit?
Nah, keep going.
Mate,
I swear, it gets better.
Do you hate me or something?
It's not cool to not like it anymore. It's cool to like it. It's sick.
I'm not liking it based on whether it's cool or not.
Nah, it's cool.
Maybe if you start from the middle then or something, because it was like nothing is happening in this. There seems to be no stakes here.
Yeah, nothing really does happen for like the first 3 episodes. Yeah. But after the first 3, maybe the first season. After the first season,
maybe the second season's alright.
Watch the second season. It's sick. It's really good.
It was just really slow.
It's also the most
boring.
It's the most expensive TV show ever made, I think.
I'm not surprised this year.
I think. I had an audition for it and I was really pissed off I didn't get it.
Oh.
Was I really
not orc-like enough.
No. My Cockney accent's just shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't be an orc in it.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
No worries. Thanks for coming, man. Really good.
That's a laugh. That was
fucking lovely.
But it's hard being interviewed, I think. In a way.
Yeah, no, it is. I know, fucking, yeah.
It's you, yeah. Anyway. So we talked about creative insight. Let's just do some quick fire while we've just got a bit of energy on the go.
Quick fire me. Go for it.
Worst audition experience.
Oh my God. Can I say that? Okay. I've walked into a fair few audition rooms and I've seen the director turn to the casting director and she shake her head and be like, nah, he's not right.
That's what.
Hi, lovely to meet you. Can you?
And you see it.
And you're like, oh,
just let me leave.
And you're just standing there going, you're wasting my time here and you're wasting your time. Audition etiquette sometimes goes straight out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Some people can be really bad. What somebody said to me once, sometimes look, this is not, I haven't had many bad auditions.
Yeah.
Or any of that kind of stuff. I know I've heard some real horror ones.
Yeah.
A friend of mine was up for a big superhero.
Yeah.
And he got down to the last 3. He flew out to Hollywood, did a screen test for him. The night before he went out for some like Thai food, wakes up in the morning, horrendous food poisoning.
That's the risk.
He gets made the suit that the superhero wears. So he's doing the screen test in all the positions, the acrobatics and all that kind of stuff. And obviously shits himself all the way through.
So kept going though?
Yeah, kept going. Managed to do it and all this kind of stuff. And then the end of the day, the end of the screen test, he's back in his trailer. And then I
would have gone, someone go back to my trailer, man. I'd be straight home, man.
So like the costume girl comes in and goes, the costume woman comes in and goes, oh, we need that suit back, obviously, because, you know, like, you can't run around with that superhero suit. And apparently he was like, yeah, fine.
He was like, fine. He should have said, oh, no, I burnt it.
Nah, he was, I burnt it. Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Whoops, I was smoking a fag and I burnt it.
Took it off really quickly, threw it in the bin and then just left. He didn't get the part.
Yeah. They were like, do you know, I respect him for shitting himself, but I don't respect him for not confronting him.
Yeah, nah, just be honest. Look, if I'm honest, guys, I've just shit myself.
I've shit all over it. Yeah. And you know what? It's fuck you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Take it like a rock star.
Give it someone. Yeah, exactly.
You've treated me like shit, so I've shit all over your suit.
Mic drop and just leave LA.
This guy knows his worth. Give him the part. Actor X.
There's loads, mate.
What's your best clickbait one?
I don't really do like stagey people.
What's that? What's a stagey person?
You just live and breathe like, namely like musical theatre stuff.
Yeah.
And they'll walk into rehearsal rooms and start singing like a Les Mis song.
So cringe. So unbelievably cringe.
But then complete flip side, I don't like people who take it too. Look, I'm not going to undersell my industry and I'm not going to undersell my craft as it was without sounding like a wanker. But like, I don't like people who take it too seriously.
Yeah.
In everything, forget even actor X, life X, like.
What is it about that you think you don't like?
I just find it a little bit, maybe, I don't know, am I back in the therapy room? Maybe it puts a bit of pressure on for me, I think.
Yeah. To match that.
Yeah, and like, this feels a bit fake and I'm not really just like here and present with the people who I'm working with, do you know what I mean? And it sucks the joy out if you take it too seriously as well. I think if it's a bit more flippant and a bit more nonchalant, it takes stress away. And if there's less stress, there's more presence. If there's more presence, there's more enjoyment.
That's quite more me as well, in a way, to be honest.
I think so as well. Like
guys, authenticity.
Yeah. And just, guys, let's just get on with it.
Let's just be normal.
Can we just, let's just, for want of a better word,
be normal,
can we just get on with it and see what happens?
Yeah.
But like, myself included, like I'm an actor and actors I'm a hard work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And It's on all the time because we do have to put ourselves in positions that are vulnerable and are difficult and emotionally and physically.
Maybe that's a sort of shell then. Maybe that's a sort of shield. I'm an actor. This is my identity. You're not. If you see my vulnerability or you're attacking me, you're not really attacking me.
Yeah.
You're attacking my identity as an actor, not me who I am deep down.
Jeez, that was profound.
I'm pretty good at
that. Was deep, man. That was class. I think that's.
You're in the therapy chair.
Yeah, man, sweet. That was 35 quid. Yeah. But yeah, no, legit. I think that's true. And we are like actors are trained and born to play, and that's what we do. So there's a lot of childish frivolity in rehearsal rooms. Yeah. That can be quite vulnerable. And when people are vulnerable, we're just animals. Yeah. So it becomes instinctual and emotional, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And there's a sort of, that's the other way. There
are so many masks. Like in every walk of life, mate. Everybody wears masks to suit different occasions. Yeah. I just think for actors and creative people specifically,
some of those masks are really cringe. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, you've worked in creative.
Couldn't agree more. But yeah. Side hustles?
I'm a scout for West Bromwich Albion.
Crazy. Anyway.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
What's the point of our existence?
It's 42, isn't it? That's the hitchhiker.
You can't.
No, is that too easy? I think it's
quick fire.
Okay. Yeah, come on, Jack. I think it's about connection.
Great.
I think the reason we're on this earth is to make connections. Whatever connection means to the individual, I think we are here to connect
with
anything, everything, nature, lampposts, cats, dogs, humans, emotions, feelings. I think that gives us an incredible sense of belonging. And when we all work together, we are greater than the sum of our parts. So if you connect, and we all connect, and we all realise that we are all on this random little marble of rock that's flying around an infinite cosmos, it makes it a little less scary and a little more nice place to be.
Connecting to the material and
to everything.
Yeah.
To emotions, to good food, to women, men, everything. Just connection.
Yeah.
I think that's the meaning of life.
That's nice. So good advice would be not to numb yourself then.
I think just to be open. I think there's too much isolation in this hyper-connected society that we find ourselves in at the moment. I think, and it's hard to live in the moment, and I think when we do live in the moment, you get those little gems of emotion and connection with people. And we are greater than the sum of our parts. We're all just trying to make a good go of it, aren't we?
Yeah.
So there's too much, I don't want to get on my soapbox, but there is too much hate and there's too much bullshit and division and divide and conquer tactics going on in every situation in the world at the moment. So I think we should all just get together at Glastonbury in the healing fields and get a few beers down us and just love each other, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without sounding absolutely wank. I mean,
that's pretty hippie sounding, but I could take what you're saying from that. Be present, engage with what's real, and do that with other people.
Just empathy as well.
I think that's solid.
I think empathy and comparison is the thief of joy, massively, man. I think if we start comparing with each other too much, you feed into that narrative of division, and you'd feed into that narrative of, I have to look after myself and my own little clan and my own little tribe. It's bollocks. We are one tribe.
Yeah.
That's not to undervalue each tribe. That's to create this whole idea of unity and connection, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
We work better when we are together.
Yeah.
We work better when we share. We work better when we produce things as one.
Exactly. And if you can do that without singing any show tunes, then we could have a utopia on Earth.
I don't hate show tunes, man. It's just when they're all the time, I'm just about, Jesus Christ, man.
I was going to start singing one, but I don't know any, I don't think.
I don't know too many.
I think
that's probably why I don't like them.
You don't fit in with them.
I did musical theatre at drama school as well.
Yeah. What are some show tunes? That's not.
There's no business like show business like. Oh man, if there's any cast directors watching this, I'm going to get fired. Get a job.
As long as it's not musical theatre.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of them hate it too.
Yeah, no, I think so.
They're surrounded by it, aren't they? Casting directors.
Yeah, 100%.
Met any celebrities?
Yeah, some pretty wild ones actually.
Yeah.
So like in Dear Evan Hansen, the last musical that I did, it got massive amount of attention. It was on Broadway for ages, and then it came over here in like original West End cast. It got so much buzz. So it was like a hot ticket pre-pandemic, because we were closed during the pandemic. And to be for pre-pandemic and then a little bit after, it was like full of A-list celebrities. So like Angelina Jolie came to see us.
Yeah.
and it was just mad.
Did you meet her?
Yeah, she's a legend. She was so chill, and it was like ethereal. She came on stage, like the iron came down and the curtain came down and whatever, and then Angelina's going to come back and meet us, and we were like, okay. And then okay, cool. And then like we're all sweating and knackered after the show, and then she just walked in, this ethereal like princess just walked in and was like, hey, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah. Do you think all like very famous people have, or like celebrities?
No, they don't have
vibe.
No.
That's
so, like,
unique.
who else?
Like,
she just had this sense of, she was just so cool and hi, nice to. Her demeanor was just, she was really lovely. She loved the show.
Yeah.
But who else came to see it? Like Miles Teller came to see it from Whiplash and Top Gun. He's an absolute legend, chill dude. Half the Harry Potter cast came to see it.
Yeah.
Not Emma Rupert or Dan. Like Helena Bonham Carter, legend. Emma Thompson, legend.
Sick. The times I've met like TV celebrities, I guess, or like people in TV shows.
Yeah.
So I did as a background extra, just a little side hustle. You'd meet people like on TV, and I'd always find them to be very charismatic. Like they're just very good at. I'm sure I wasn't seeing their real face.
Yeah.
But like they're all very charming.
Yeah.
And I thought, God, it's part of the job, isn't it?
Yeah, no, 100%. I say part of it. I think that's
the job,
it's
isn't it?
the job. You've got to be in such a competitive and volatile industry where there's not enough work for the workforce.
Yeah.
You have to be, you want to be nice.
Yeah, but not everyone wants to be bloody nice. So.
No, they don't, unfortunately. But like the people who really make it, the people who work a lot, they're just nice people to be around. 9 times out of 10. Not everyone, but every celebrity. But the weird thing about it is like when you meet a celebrity actor and they meet other actors, it's not, you feel like we're on the same page because we're just
doing the same thing. Yeah.
Not colleagues because we're not working on the same thing, and they're obviously Angelina Jolie's a superstar. But there is that sense of similarity between us because I'm common ground.
It's a shared experience.
Yeah, and they ask questions that are like that only an actor would ask me. Just, oh God, what's the second act track for you? And God, how's the accent? Is it tough? And all that kind of stuff. Not questions that, you know.
Oh, so it'll feel really personable.
Yeah, it does.
Probably it is.
I haven't met, if I'm honest, I haven't met many wankers in the industry yet. That might mean
that's not what I would expect either.
Does that mean I'm the wanker?
I don't think so. Might be.
Shit.
You decide.
I don't think you decide. I don't think I am.
No, you seem
I hope I'm not. But yeah, like Mike Myers, what a legend he is.
Yeah.
Absolute lovely bloke. This is only like 1 or 2 instances where I've met them. There could be
no horror stories there. No. We're not going viral with that.
No, sorry. No horror stories.
So we were talking off camera. I sound like a proper interviewer.
You are a proper interviewer.
I'm proper with an A.
You're class with it.
I'm a last guest. He was saying that there's a lack of art type things made by generally people that can afford to do it. Tends to be people with a lot of money.
Yeah.
That can do art or creative pursuits.
Yeah.
Not always, but a lot. So a lot of the things that we see, mainstream especially, are real narrow. Having something with depth is limited by people's lived experience. That's not exactly what he was saying, but that's what you and I were talking about.
Yeah, I think it boils down to more of accessibility within the industries, creative industries. Well, there's not enough stories from enough different voices. Outsourced to Birmingham for a start. That's a good example.
Yeah.
Outsourced to all these places. There's so many good stories there written by young people who are going through what a time we live in at the moment.
Yeah.
It's tough and it's hard. We are more vulnerable, and work comes from that. Creative work comes from that.
Yeah.
Not everything, obviously. It can't all be Hamlet and sad things. It can also be Mrs. Brown Boys, if you like that stuff. Whatever. It is a bit of a rich man's game at points. And there aren't enough people who came from our backgrounds in terms of...
There's no Dole.
Yeah.
I swear the Dole was like... All I can speak on is bands, really, but like... People would go on the Dole and then make music, and then you got some of the best bands that Britain's ever come out of Britain from that. Yeah. And that's not an option no more.
No.
Well, they make that hard. Like.
The welfare state's been fronting this game since the past 14 years, but let's not get political. It's about opportunity in places where there isn't enough opportunity at the moment. And what I don't like as well is when you see production companies and TV productions and film productions that they're like, it's edgy to be working class. And I don't want it to be edgy to be working class.
Because it's just normal.
Just
for the vast majority of people, that's just
it's
normal life.
Yeah. It's not edgy to be working class. I haven't seen it yet, but Adolescence has just come out, which is
I haven't seen that, but someone mentioned it to me yesterday.
It's a Stephen Graham TV series. It's all about male toxic masculinity and all that kind of stuff. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
But it's being used as like a political tool, and they want to show it to the government.
Who's making it? BBC or what?
Netflix. It was Netflix. Or it was produced on Netflix. I don't know what the production company was. It might have been Netflix anyway. But it's like, it's being used, like they want to show it to people in government. And I'm like, why?
What are you on about? Like,
why do we have to have a TV show to be made to then show the government and go, actually, this is happening? And it's no, you should be aware
that's
of
their job to know that.
Anyway, you know what I mean?
That's their job to know that.
And that's the sad thing about it. And it's actually, we've got a working class, normal story. Yes, it's obviously dramatic and traumatic story. That's what's going to make it interesting to watch for Joe blogs and stuff. But actually, stories like that happen. Yeah. And it actually touches on something that's a big problem in society.
Is that not a good thing, though?
Oh, God, it's a brilliant thing.
Yeah.
But what's sad about it, it's a fantastic thing that's happening. It's fantastic that Stephen Graham is a working class shining light in the acting world. Yeah. And I have so much respect for people like him. But like, it's sad that that has to be used as an education tool for the government.
Mad, isn't it?
No, it should be the other way around. And like, it's just, it's dark. But like, talking about the working classes in the arts and stuff, Danny Dyer did an interview and he came up with a stat that I believe to be true. 7% of the creative industry's people in arts are from working class background.
Yeah, 7%, that's crazy.
7%.
That's crazy.
And it's sad. Yeah. It really is sad because you just hear the same story.
7%?
7%.
I didn't realise it was that low.
Yeah. 7%. And he said, it's not a verbatim quote, but in that interview, in that article, he said 7% people of actors, or in the arts, he didn't even say actors, are from working class backgrounds. That's mad, isn't it? And actually, we have the best stories because we've got a bit of trauma.
Yeah, because we've got a bit of trauma. It's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true.
But even just the sheer numbers of people that are from that demographic relative to the amount of people there are overall in the UK or whatever, you're going to have better stuff in it. It's just more.
Totally.
Just more. But then
what you're gonna do? We're gonna write, and I'm gonna plead for people who are from backgrounds that aren't from Eton and all that kind of stuff to do stuff. And,
and your sort of journey as an actor living in London, coming to Birmingham, is there any insight that you've got that you think everyone should know?
Jesus Christ, put me on the spot. Experience all the things that you can experience, and diversity is a tool of power and amazingness and connection. And just be kind, man. We're all in this together. As tough and as difficult it gets, just experience all the things that life can experience. And it's okay to be a human.
Now, thanks for coming on the show.
You're so welcome, man.
Have you got any plugs or anything?
I have a podcast called the Stage Door Athletic Podcast.
Stage Door Athletic Podcast.
It's about sport and theatre, and I do it with the director friend of mine. That's good. I can't believe that, like, when we were drinking cider in, like, parks when we were kids, that we'd be sitting on your sofa doing an interview.
That's funny, isn't it?
How mad's that?
Liso's Park.
Liso's Park, man.
What was his name, man? There was that one community support. I don't know if we'll be able to show this.
No, just bleep out the names.
The community support, anyway, who, like, he used to be a runner. Ammo, was that his name? Yeah. Ammo. I was thinking about him the other day.
The community support.
And he used to be a runner, and he will catch you.
Yeah. Ammo. Do you remember
not fast, man?
Do you not remember we ran down that alleyway?
Once you're through the alley, you're usually all right, but he'll chase you some other way.
Yeah, Kent Road. He ran down, and we managed to
fucking
get some booze, and he fucking came for us, man.
You got to split up. And it's just he gets who he gets.
Yeah, just disperse.
You get who he gets. One of you's going to get fucking caught.
Yeah. It's only booze. What are you supposed to do when you're 16?
I know. Go to a community fucking...
Yeah.
Some kind of community thing. There's nothing exists.
No, it doesn't. Youth clubs are gone.
Yeah. They was gone then.
Yeah, they were gone then.
They was gone then.
They were unaffordable housing plots
anyway. Yeah. Fucking getting pissed at the view.
Do you remember when we went down there when we burnt our school ties? Were you there when we burnt our school ties?
I might have been.
We were so rebellious.
Was that the end? Oh, was it the end of the thing?
I had a...
We were in a different year though.
Of course, yeah, you were year below. We went down to Liso's Park after and we burnt our
ties. So edgy. I remember feeling like, we're in skins.
Oh, God.
It's like a generation defining show.
Who were the twins in that?
Don't remember what the names were.
I saw one of them at Leeds Festival once and she was a knob because I said I wouldn't give her a cigarette.
Which one was it? Because one of them was a knob in the show. Probably the nice one.
Yeah, probably the nice one. Just keep
there was like a nice one and a like bitchy one.
Algorithms there, man. What's that all about?
Crazy.
What is that all about?
Crazy, innit? I'm trying to figure it out. Trying to find out.
Yeah, fair. Trying to utilise it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm mad. Like, I was talking to someone the other day about Disneyland Paris, and then I went straight to my phone, and then the first advert I saw on Instagram was Disneyland Paris.
It's interesting how it gets you. Did you hear about that guy who he started getting, like, the ad targeting was something you buy for your pregnant daughter.
Right.
It was targeted at dads whose daughter is about to have a kid. So kid stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is, his daughter didn't know she was pregnant. She was.
Holy shit.
But the algorithm knew from her, there was like a change in her, what she viewed, and it had attached the fact that he was her dad.
And put one and one together and went, oh, you're going to need this.
You're going to need this because she's pregnant because of this, her viewing habits at the moment, even though she didn't know that she was yet.
That's insane.
And started sending like things for her dad to buy kids stuff. And he was like, this is weird.
That's insane, man.
That was a few years ago, and it might be that they've changed it so it doesn't do certain things like that anymore. But that
you hope not.
But just how psychologically how accurate it can be, because sometimes it fucking comes up with some nonsense.
Yeah. But yeah, just fucking weird.
Goth thirst traps.
Jesus Christ.
Delete. Happy days. Well, thanks for coming on the show, and that's all the plugs. See you next week at Thursday. See you next Thursday at 6 p.m.